Alright, hey, so today I'm just going to be going over the contents of my ammo crate, my Civil War ammo crate. I do not usually carry, well, I do carry ammo in here, but not a lot. It's mostly more little miscellaneous things and that type of thing. So this is Watertown Arsenal, as you can see. Lighting in here is very poor. But this is for Enfield, obviously. Enfield right there, 1,058 caliber ball cartridges, and it's the same on the other side. So, yeah, it's pretty nice. He made this from, or my dad made this. He also made two others from a pattern we found online. And the kind of paint was really tricky. I forget what the exact name of the paint was, but it's this like green kind of thing. Because they had the green ones, and then they had these more grayish colored ones. I don't know, it's weird. But, you know, inside's pretty much just like that. It's pretty beat up, pretty worn in. Alright, so in here, up top, we got my Hatchet. This is more of a, it's actually technically a roofing hatchet, but it's got an old look to it. Got an antique store. It's pretty sharp. I use it for colonial and Civil War. It's good because you can use it back in as the hammer, and then cut tent poles or tent stakes or whatever you need. Split firewood, whatever. And I just made a little leather case for it that is coming apart. So I'm gonna have to fix that up, but so I keep that in there usually. Normally we'll keep a couple, or at least one Harper's Weekly in there, because I don't like carrying them in my knapsack very much. So if I'm going to bring one, it usually ends up riding in here. And that's the thing. This crate comes with me to every single event, every single reenactment. This one's November '64. It's talking about Sheridan's ride to the front. You see that. It's talking about Sheridan's ride to the front, so that's referencing Battle of Cedar Creek. So that's good. Normally take an extra forage cap. This is my standard flat brim 1858 one. I usually bring this because we've had instances where guys in the unit have just plain forgotten their hats. So I've tried to make it a thing to bring my extra hat to as many events as I can remember to, and you know, just in case. And if not, it's another hat that if I want to change over in the middle of the weekend, I can. And it's a pretty nice hat. So we got a couple period cooking books in here. This one's a Confederate one. That's Richmond 1861, right there. Richmond 1861. A little crinkled, just from riding in the box for so long, but it's got all kinds of different recipes and that kind of thing. It talks about, I think, foraging in here, taking food. But you know, it's just it's a bunch of fun stuff. But so I got that one. That's Confederate. Then I got this one, which is a bit bigger. This is a Federal one. Culinary Hints for the Soldier. This is Washington, 1862. Right there. These don't really have a home anywhere else, so they just kind of live in the crate. I don't use them very often. The previous person that owned this, I think, highlighted some things in here. Yeah, beef and cabbage, they like highlighted that. Boiling potatoes, these kind of things. Fire pit diagrams. It's just a bunch of pretty cool stuff. Again, I don't really use it for much at events, but it's something just kind of fun to have. This thing, which I got from a tintype maker. It's pretty crinkled and kind of worthless. But just kind of landed in here, and it's stayed in there ever since. This is just a rag because normally when I keep my gun cleaning kit in here normally, but I can't find that at this moment in time, so it's not in here. But in that I would have brass polish or metal polish, and this is the rag I usually use to, do that with, and you can see it's like caked with polish and rust stains and that kind of thing. So it's not mold, it's just yucky gun stuff. Miscellaneous paper, more paper. Remington gun oil, which I really like this stuff. I actually use it more for my World War I SMLE that I use for when I do World War I. Just, because it's a bolt action rifle, so you need this stuff for that. But I've been thinking about using it on my 1853 Enfield for Civil War, because I don't know, I think it'd probably do it good for maybe wood, and especially the metal. I'd probably put it in the lock plate to just help, just to help it, because it's a pretty rough gun. So just probably do it some good use. So I've just thrown that in there. Housewife, which jumps from in between being in here and in my knapsack. Right now it's just kind of in here. And a couple tins of caps, which this one's full, I believe, and this one, yeah, there's nothing in there. Oh, I put that down. Yeah, there's nothing in there, but I like to save the tins anyway, just because they're nice little, they're just nice little tins to have, and this one's kind of sticky. Yeah. And mosquito repellent, which I know there's quite a few Farby things, like you're seeing this plastic in here, Farby things in here, but nobody really goes in this thing aside from me. And it's camouflaged on the outside with an authentic thing, so it's fine. Scrap of leather for polishing buttons and stuff, which again, it's one of those things that doesn't have a home anywhere else, so it just kind of lives in there. Plastic bag to keep your extra powder dry, which I know it's kind of disgusting. I have authentic Arsenal packs in here in a not so authentic plastic bag. But these ones I made a few years ago. It's kind of like my emergency rounds when I'm like desperately out of cartridges and caps. I'll break open an Arsenal pack. So I just keep those in there for emergency usage, and there's some loose cartridges in there. And other than that, that's pretty much it. And the bottom of this crate is disgusting. If you're wondering what all this crap is down there, that's like the little cough drop things, and little candle stuff. But they melted in there. My dad put them in there, I don't know, last year I think. They were never a problem, but I think over one of the events this past summer they just melted, and I didn't notice it until I fully unpacked my crate. I have yet to scrub that out. It might be a spring project, but it's hard now, so that's going to be real fun trying to get it all scrubbed off and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much my my Civil War crate. Nothing much to it. That's what I keep in there. Crate itself, the construction's fairly simple. Like I said, you can probably find the pattern on like you Google it or something, Bing it, I don't know, whatever you do, and you could probably find the pattern. This one's pretty beat up, but it's just, each side, it's there. It's just 1x material. I'm not sure what the actual width of the boards were, but it's definitely 1x material. And you got these slits in there. Let's toward the light a little bit more. Slits in there, and that's pretty much how all the pieces connect all over it. And then it's a separate bottom that is just screwed in. And there's a string. Great. And then stencils, you can get the stencils offline too, I'm pretty sure. Inside is white or whatever you want to do it. Outside can be this green color or the gray, which I might do a different video on the other crates. But And then just the kind of handle here, it's angled underneath, so you get kind of a good hold there. But yeah, nothing too spectacular. It's just a cool thing to have. And the lid's just got these pieces of wood here to keep it from, to keep the flat lid from really, you know, going anywhere. But yeah, so that's my Civil War ammo crate and all of its contents. Thanks for watching. Bye.